So if you have a full-time job and you're looking for side hustles that are actually realistic, meaning ones that you can genuinely do in the few hours that you have left at the end of the day or at the end of the week, and that Claude AI can actually help you pull off, then watch this before you try anything else. Because a few years ago, I was a pharmacist working 12 to 16-hour shifts during the pandemic, sometimes 7 days a week. And at one point, half the people on my team quit because they were afraid of getting sick, which meant I was suddenly doing the work of 5 people all on my own. And I was completely burned out. And during that exact same period of my life, I was also building side hustles in the small windows of time that I had left after every shift. And these side hustles just started off giving me a little bit of side income, but eventually they replaced my pharmacy income entirely, which let me walk away from that career for good. And that became the foundation for a YouTube channel that did well over $1.5 million in AdSense and a business that's now done over $10 million. But before the channel even made that much money, I was getting payments from PayPal and Stripe, payments directly into my bank account, and even cash payments as well. And all the methods that I'm about to talk about in this video, I've earned a minimum of $1,000 a month from each one. So when I tell you that the 7 side hustles I'm about to share are realistic for someone with a full-time job, I genuinely mean it. Because here's the problem with most side hustle videos out there. Most of the things they recommend aren't actually side hustles, they're full-time businesses being marketed as side hustles. And they require phone calls during business hours, driving around in the middle of the day, or building something that needs 40 hours a week of attention minimum before it makes a single dollar. And none of that is doable if you're already working 12-hour shifts, or you have a family, or you're just really busy, barely having any energy to cook dinner when you get home. So the 7 that I'm about to talk about are the ones that I actually did on the side in my hours that I had left over after my pharmacy job, or sometimes before the job, or sometimes when I was on my lunch break. But none of them require you to quit, and the upfront capital is minimal or zero. And here's what makes this video different, because for every single one of these, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Claude AI to make it easier, faster, and way more tailored to you. And I'm going to do most of it live on my screen so that you can see exactly how it works. And I'm also going to tell you what kind of personality fits each side hustle, roughly how long they take, how hard they are, and whether you can turn each one into a full-time business later on. So if you appreciate me making this type of content and you want me to make more of it in the future, then let me know by gently tapping that like button, and let's jump into it right now. So again, if you want to follow along to this video, it'll be the 3rd link in the description in the pinned comment below. That'll have all the Claude prompts and everything you need to follow along. All right, the first side hustle is one of the oldest side hustles known to mankind. I mean, this has literally been going on probably for like 5,000 years, maybe even 10,000 years at this point, and that is flipping. And the great thing about this is you can easily do this with Claude, which I'll show you here in a bit. Basically, you buy low and you sell high. Okay, so some people call this reselling. It's essentially the same thing, but this is the very first side hustle that I ever did. And it's one that I often recommend if you don't have that much money to start with. Now, the idea is brutally simple. You buy something cheap from one place and you sell it for more somewhere else. Now, my first flips always came from Craigslist, right? So we're talking about stuff like used furniture, just as an example. Then I moved into phones and bikes and electronics, and I was buying from people who didn't realize what they had. One weekend, for instance, I picked up a stack of about 100 DVDs at a garage sale for 20 bucks. Then I sold some of them to the local pawn shop, and I sold others online for an average of about $5 each. That's a 25x return for a few hours of work on a Saturday. Now, why this works for someone with a full-time job is the timing of every step. You source on Saturday morning, you list at night from your couch in pajamas, and buyers come to you. You can even have them meet you very close to your work or wherever you live. And nothing about it requires you to be free during business hours. Now, of course, if you want to graduate from flipping into something even bigger, you can move into drop shipping or even Amazon FBA. But I'll be straight with you, once you cross into Amazon FBA, it stops being a side hustle and it becomes a second full-time job with inventory, suppliers, and a customer support inbox that you have to babysit. So, of course, you can probably make a lot more money with Amazon FBA, but it's also a lot more difficult, much more risky, and it takes way more time. So you probably want to keep flipping in the lane that it's actually meant for, which is a weekend cash machine. All right, so here's where Claude comes in, because most people have no idea what they should actually be flipping. The mistake that everyone makes is garbage in, garbage out, because if you ask Claude, what should I flip? It's going to give you generic advice since it knows absolutely nothing about you. So the cheat code is to make Claude interview you first, and you type something like, I want to flip and resell items to make a full-time income. So interview me to figure out exactly what I should be flipping. And we're going to run that right now. Now it's going to ask about my budget, my area, and what I already know. And I'm going to answer. And now the list it gives me is built around my situation instead of being generic. And by the way, keep that interview me move in your back pocket because it's the play for every single side hustle on this list. So I won't repeat it each time. All right, guys, quick break. This video is sponsored by me.
I wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing a live training this week where I'm going to be revealing the YouTube content advantage in 2026. It is a completely free training, no strings attached. In fact, I'm giving away even more bonuses at the training. Just as an example, I'm going to be giving away my niche validator. And this is going to be available for both Claude as well as ChatGPT, which is a super valuable piece of software where you can finally figure out what the best niche for you is. So do not miss out on this training. Make sure you sign up for it down in the description and the pinned comment below, because you only get it if you join the training. So if you don't join now, you might miss it. But that being said, in the workshop, you'll get to meet me. You'll get to ask me questions directly. So I look forward to meeting you. So click the link in the description, the pinned comment below. Make sure you put it on your calendar. And if for whatever reason you missed out on it, you weren't able to attend, make sure you still click that link, because we might be having workshops in the future as well, and you'll be the first to know about it. So yeah, hope to see you there. And now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
So let's talk about the setup time. It's under an hour. You can download OfferUp, eBay, or Facebook Marketplace, and you're live. Now, realistic income here is a few hundred to a few $1,000s a month, scaling with how much you source. So just as an example of some people doing this, Laura Caldwell, she basically is a full-time vintage shop owner, and she's been self-employed for 12 plus years selling her vintage finds online. And she basically goes to flea markets and local vintage malls, and then she just records herself finding these vintage items and then selling them. Now, just from her YouTube channel alone, she's making about $3,000 a month. And clearly she's making a lot more than that from actually doing the flipping itself.
Because honestly, look at that.
Another example is Justin Resells. He's making about 2.9K per month, and he basically buys his stuff and then he sells it on eBay.
That you no longer use.
Then you've got Flipping Junk, which is kind of a funny channel. And basically they're a full-time Amazon FBA and eBay reseller, and they do retail arbitrage and thrifting, and they're making about $2.1 thousand a month.
I'm shipping out some of these Imaginext figures.
Again, that's just from AdSense and just from YouTube alone. They could probably make a lot more than that from other things like affiliate marketing on their channel, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, lots of different ways to do this, lots of different ways to flip different types of things. I think one of the most creative ones that I found was buying keyboards and then selling the individual keys, because, you know, someone might lose like their Q key, for instance, with a particular type of keyboard. Then you can sell the individual keys for a heck of a lot more than what the entire keyboard is worth. So yeah, there's this, and there's like 100 different examples. I mean, listen, this is like probably the oldest side hustle or business known to mankind. People have been buying low and selling high since the beginning of time. One of my old bosses, when I worked in pharmacy, he would basically buy and sell watches, and he'd also buy and sell bourbon as well. And then eventually he started making so much money buying and selling bourbon that he actually quit pharmacy and went full-time buying and selling bourbon. He basically started his own bourbon business, which I thought was pretty cool. So yeah, there's just so many different ways to do this, so many different ways to make money, flipping stuff, buying and selling stuff. And a lot of the time, the best way to do it is to just think about things that you already have a lot of knowledge on. My old boss had a lot of knowledge on watches. He was a big fan of watches. And he also had a lot of knowledge on bourbon. He liked to collect very expensive alcohols and drink them once in a while. All right, number 2 is going to be gig apps, but only specific ones. And this might be the fastest money on this entire list. Okay, so there are a lot of gig apps out there, and most of them are pretty mediocre. You can make money relatively quickly, but when you add in gas and the cost of the wear and tear on your vehicle, a lot of them are like less than minimum wage, and you'd probably be better just picking up more hours in your job. However, there are some gig apps that are a little bit better than the others, and one of them that I really like, if it's available in your area, is TaskRabbit. So if you need cash this week, like literally need to pay a bill on Friday, this is probably the one you want to do. Okay, TaskRabbit is the highest paying gig app that I've personally seen in the United States, and people will pay you $30, $40, $50, sometimes $70 an hour to assemble IKEA furniture or mount a TV or help them move boxes from one apartment to the other. There is a real catch though, which is you have to walk into strangers' houses, which feels weird the first couple of times. But the money shows up fast, and you can sign up Saturday morning and have cash in your account by Sunday night in some cases. And for someone working 12-hour shifts, this works because you control the hours completely. You only accept jobs that fit around your schedule. If you're not free Tuesday, you don't take any Tuesday gigs, and the app doesn't punish you for it. The trade-off I'd flag, honestly, is this one doesn't scale. You are trading your time for money. Same as your day job, just at a higher hourly rate. But if your goal is fast cash to fund the bigger side hustles further on down the list, or just to make extra money on the side, it's the cleanest entry point that I know of. So setup time here is 1 to 2 hours to apply, verify your background, and get listed. And realistic income here, believe it or not, is like $200 $200 to $1,000 per weekend if you stay booked. There are even people that make full-time money just doing TaskRabbit all the time. When I first became aware of TaskRabbit, it's because I was actually hiring somebody to help me pack up, right? I was moving houses and I needed somebody to help me pack the boxes and then move them. And I paid a guy $50 an hour to help me do it. And then I tipped him afterwards because I was so grateful for it as well. So he probably ended up making like $60 an hour doing this. That's doctor money. And it was also a 2-day job. So yeah, you can make really good money doing this. Now, TaskRabbit is not available everywhere. And that's unfortunate. If it is available in your area, then you should definitely try to use it. Plenty of people are making great money with TaskRabbit, but there's a lot of other gig apps out there. For instance, there's entire YouTube channels that talk about using these different gig apps like driving for Uber, driving for Lyft, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instant Cart Shopping, Spark, and last mile delivery, etc. And this guy, the rideshare guy, not only has made a bunch of money using all these different apps, but he actually makes $3.6 thousand a month just literally talking about how to use that. And that's just from AdSense alone. Now, if you click on his description, you're going to see he has a bunch of affiliate links. So he's likely making far, far more than that from affiliate marketing, as well as probably selling his own products and services too. And he's not the only one. There is countless other accounts on YouTube that talk about rideshare and all of the different side hustle apps that you can use. And a bunch of them are making full-time incomes. All right, number 3 is affiliate marketing. And this is the lazy person's favorite. This is one of my personal favorite for a reason that I'll explain here in a second. I've made over $1 million affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing means you basically just recommend a product or a service, someone buys it through your link, and the company pays you a commission. That's the entire model. All you have to get good at when it comes to affiliate marketing is getting people's attention. You don't have to be good at creating a product, selling the product. You don't have to be really good at marketing except for just the getting the attention part. You don't have to be good at delivery, customer service, or any of those types of things that you typically have to be good at in a normal business. All you have to be good at is getting people's attention enough to the point where they click the link and then the company does the rest after that. So look at almost any YouTube income reveal video on this platform. You'll see creators showing their AdSense numbers. Then the next thing they show is their affiliate marketing numbers. And the affiliate numbers are almost always bigger. Now, the reason that this works for a full-time job is the math underneath it, right? Once a recommendation is published in a YouTube description or a blog post or in a tweet, it earns money while you're at work, especially if you post it on YouTube, because those videos are probably going to be around for another 5 or 10 years and people are still going to be clicking the links that entire time. So we're talking about while you're sleeping, while you're at the gym, and you're not trading hours for it after the initial setup. And that's why I call it the lazy person favorite. It's not actually lazy, it just compounds quietly in the background. And the honest catch with affiliate marketing is that it only works if you have an audience or a piece of content that people are finding. For instance, a blog post that nobody reads earns 0 affiliate commissions. So this side hustle pairs directly with side hustle number 7 on the list, which I'll get to here in a minute. But the setup time is a few hours to sign up for affiliate programs like Amazon Associates, Impact, Share a Sale, or individual brand programs. And you can typically find affiliate programs by simply going to websites of products that you like, scrolling to the very bottom, and then looking for either affiliate, partner, or referral. And then usually you can sign up for their affiliate program there. Now, realistic income here, a few $100s a month to tens of thousands of dollars a month, depending on how much traffic you have. But let's just say you don't have a large following. You can still make affiliate income literally just recommending stuff to your friends. For instance, whenever I sign up for a new software, I usually think of friends that maybe have already used that software and I ask them for an affiliate code. And then they end up making money whenever I make the purchase. Or I'll just go to my favorite YouTuber's channel and I'll just click their affiliate link. Okay, so number 4 is micro niche online services. Now, this one is a sleeper, and the idea is if you find a very specific thing that people online need help with, then you can become the person who solves it for them. Let me give you a real example from a few years ago. There was a short window of time where building Discord servers was insanely profitable, and we actually paid somebody really good money to set up our own Discord. And people didn't really know how to set them up properly with paid tiers, free tiers, role automations, all of that sort of thing. So someone who could do that for crypto traders or gaming communities or paid masterminds was charging $1,000 a build. And they were doing that for something that probably only took them a few hours to set up. Now, that window has mostly closed for Discord now. There's definitely still opportunity there, but there's a lot more people that are doing it now. But new windows of these types of things open up almost every day. Now, the current window is pretty obvious. It's anything AI related. If you're good at setting up just about anything AI related for businesses, they will pay you money to do it. But here's the trap that most people fall into. They go too broad. I do AI stuff is not a service. Nobody's hiring I do AI stuff. What works is hyper specific. Something like I build custom GPTs for real estate agents that draft property descriptions in their voice. Or I clean and structure data for e-commerce stores so that their ChatGPT integrations stop hallucinating. Or maybe I set up chatbots specifically for e-commerce stores that want their customers to have the best possible experience. That kind of specificity. The narrower your offer, the more people will pay you to have it solved. Now, this works for someone with a full-time job because the work happens in your evenings, on Slack or email. Clients don't care when you get it done as long as it's done by the deadline. Now, the setup time here is a weekend to package the offer, build a portfolio piece, and post it on Upwork, Twitter, or some sort of relevant Slack communities. And the realistic income here is $500 to $5,000 per project, depending on how niche your offer is. Now, you've probably noticed the countless YouTube channels that have blown up talking about AI and AI side hustles and stuff related to that. And there's a reason for that. There is a lot of opportunity when it comes to AI right now, and it's not slowing down anytime near in the future. And the thing is, the money that they're making just from YouTube AdSense alone is a fraction of the total money they're making from other products and services that they can sell on their channel, including the services themselves. They could literally just sell AI services to other people. So number 5 is one-on-one tutoring or consulting. And this is one of my absolute favorite ones. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I started on this one because the story is the lesson. Before pharmacy school, I had to take an entrance exam called the PCAT. Now, the PCAT is the Pharmacy College Admissions Test. And I scored almost a perfect score on it. Not because I'm some kind of genius, it's because I found the right resources to study from. You see, there was this guide called Dr. Collins Study Guide, and roughly 30% of the questions on the actual test were nearly word for word from his materials. I don't know if he had some kind of insider or what was going on there, but his materials basically made the test like 10 times easier. And once I took the test and I scored really well on it, other people in my classes and my friends started asking me to tutor them. And I did the first couple sessions for free, then it started taking up way too much of my time. And so I started charging $80 an hour. And I was sure that nobody would pay for that, but people paid for it. Then I raised my rate to $100 an hour. People still paid for it. Then eventually I got up to $180 an hour and people still paid. And at that point, I was making between $500 and $1,000 a month from just a few hours of consultation work here and there. Now, here's the principle that made it work. Scarcity creates value. There weren't many people locally who had scored extremely well on that very specific test. So even though my market was tiny, I had almost no competition inside of it. Plus, it was a very rare skill set in general. And this is the move for anyone with a full-time job. You almost certainly have something at work that you do better than 95% of people on the internet. You've just gotten so close to it that you can't see it as valuable anymore. A nurse with strong pharmacology knowledge who could write study guides for nursing students. A senior software engineer who passed the systems design interview at a Fortune 50 company and could coach others on how to do it. Someone with a neuroscience or psychology background who could apply that to product UX design consulting. Any of those people can pull $80 to up to $200 an hour in consulting starting this week. And if you don't believe me, then check out this channel right here. The Organic Chemistry Tutor. They have been making simple organic chemistry videos that, to be completely honest with you, have really bad audio and pretty bad video quality in general.
We have 3x minus 8.
Now, if you look at this channel, just from AdSense alone, they're making $189,000 a month. And that's just from AdSense alone. We're not talking affiliate marketing, selling their own products and services, sponsorships, any of that stuff. Just from AdSense alone, just the ads that pop up on their channel, they're making $189,000 a month. And the craziest thing is, they actually haven't even uploaded a video in 2 months. Right? So they barely even upload videos. And even like 2 months ago, they uploaded 2 videos the entire month. So 1 video every 2 weeks. And so they barely even upload videos and they're still making $189,000 a month from AdSense. So if you think that your skill isn't something that you can monetize and you can actually charge people, either by making it for free, like a YouTube video and then just getting paid from AdSense and affiliate marketing, or just literally getting clients and monetizing that way, I don't know what to tell you because you absolutely can't. This guy makes super simple videos and he's absolutely crushing it. And personally, I think if I kept going with the PCAT thing, I probably could have started a full-time business and made really good money doing that. But to be completely honest with you, I got a little bit bored teaching people that stuff and I kind of like YouTube better. All right, next, number 6 is digital products and courses. Now, number 6 is the natural evolution of side hustle number 5. Once you've been doing one-on-one tutoring or consulting or coaching, basically where you're working with people one-on-one, basically what happened is you just got paid to do market research because people are going to tell you what their problems are over and over again. And you're probably going to start hearing the same 5 questions over and over again. And that is the moment. That's when you turn those questions into answers in the form of a digital product. And there are so many different types of digital products. It could be a study guide, a template pack, a cheat sheet PDF, a short video course, whatever format fits the thing that you've been teaching anyways. One of my favorite forms of digital products is actually just starting a school group. You'll notice that a lot of people have started on School, and people will pay a small amount of money to be involved in a group with a bunch of other people that are interested in the same thing. And usually there's a short course in that group and maybe some templates and stuff like that. But there's a lot of school groups that are making $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month. And basically you're getting paid to just create a community of people that are interested in the same thing. And the reason this is so much better than tutoring is the leverage. You build it once and then you sell it 1,000 times while you're at your day job. Now, the course that personally opened my eyes to this model was Sam Oven's Consulting Accelerator. Now, it's not even active anymore, so I'm not sending you anywhere, just showing you the examples, but that program showed me that you could turn a body of knowledge into a recurring digital income stream that didn't require you to show up live. And I have spent well over 6 figures on courses, mentors, and coaching at this point, and I have made considerably more than that back from what I learned in those programs. So it's a way better return on investment that I ever got, getting a doctorate and going to college and going $300,000 in student loan debt. And the same opportunity exists for you. Whatever you spent years getting good at, somebody else right now is paying for the privilege of skipping that learning curve. So basically, if you want to get good at something, you have 2 options. You can either pay with your time, your blood, sweat, and tears, aka your effort, or you can pay with money to purchase a mentor, and then you'll get to learn that thing way faster. Now, there's an honest catch on this one though. Digital products only sell if people can find them. You either need traffic or an audience, or you need to be running ads. Which brings us to the final side hustle on this list, the one that in my opinion is the most powerful single side hustle on the internet right now, which is YouTube. Now, I saved this one for last on purpose because YouTube is not just a side hustle. YouTube is the engine that makes every other side hustle on this list 10 times more profitable. Now, here's what most people miss about this platform. YouTube is the only place online that is simultaneously the 2nd largest search engine in the world and a social platform. Oh, and the 1st largest search engine in the world is Google, and they own YouTube. So they basically have all the data, which gives them a massive advantage. You see, every other social platform is just a feed. Every other search engine is just text results. But YouTube is both at the same time. And that combination is exactly why a single video that you upload tonight can keep getting discovered, watched, and earning money 2 years from now, or even 5 or 6 years from now. In fact, we closed a 6-figure contract from a video that was posted over 5 years ago. Let me show you what the compound effect looks like in real numbers. So the channel that I started while I was still working as a pharmacist has done over $1.5 million in AdSense alone. Affiliate income on top of that is significantly larger than AdSense. It's done several million, especially when you combine affiliate income with sponsorships. And then the audience that I built on YouTube is what makes side hustles 3, 4, 5, and 6 work the way that they do. And when I recommend an affiliate product, viewers buy it because they trust the channel. Digital products that I release find buyers without me running a single ad. Consulting inbound clients show up in my inbox without me prospecting once. And YouTube is the multiplier underneath all of it. Now, the honest part, YouTube is the slowest of these 7 side hustles to start paying. If you try to do it on your own, you will probably make $0 in your first 3 months, maybe even your first 6, or maybe even your first year. But once it tips harder than anything else on this list by a mile. And it fits a full-time schedule well because you film and edit on weekends or whenever you have some free time. And then you just post throughout the week and you can set it to be scheduled later on. Now, there are ways to make YouTube work even faster, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in my live training, which is completely free that I'm doing this week. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Just as an example, I actually use these methods on my own brother. He's in his 50s, he's not tech savvy, and he's never made a video in his life. And his very first video blew up, and 29 days after posting that first video, he made $214 in a single day. So we went from 0 to full-time income in 29 days. But that is not normal at all. The reason he was able to have success that fast is honestly because I'm his brother and I helped him out. With that being said, I'm going to be revealing exactly how we were able to help them in the live training this week. So click the link in the description and the pinned comment below to attend that. It should be the first link down there. Now, the setup time here is about a weekend to set up your channel, your filming setup, and your first video. You do not need a fancy camera. You do not need a fancy set. In fact, you can literally use AI to have a set that's nicer than the one that I have right here. In fact, fact, that stuff is honestly the stuff that really just slows people down. There's plenty of channels that have blown up just recording their screen on their laptop or just literally using an iPhone or just some sort of phone to record videos. And people on YouTube actually appreciate that type of raw, authentic content. Because think about it, if they wanted super highly produced content, they'd probably just turn the TV on. That's not why people come to YouTube. They come to YouTube because they want that personal connection with other normal people. Now, realistic income here is 0 for the first 3 to 6 months if you try to do it on your own, then anywhere from 1,000 to even 7 figures monthly once it compounds. There are YouTube channels like Physics Walla, for instance, that actually started products that are now worth over $5 billion. So the ceiling on YouTube is unbelievable. But there's lots of people out there that are just making a few thousand extra dollars a month in passive income from YouTube as well. And remember, the Interview Me move works on everything we covered today, and the free Claude resources for all of these in this video are going to be the third link in the description in the pinned comment below. So those are the 7 realistic side hustles that I actually used while working a full-time job. Flipping for weekend cash, gig apps when you need money this week, affiliate marketing for income that compounds, micro niche online services for skilled freelance work, one-on-one tutoring or consulting for high hourly rates, digital products and courses to scale that knowledge, and YouTube to multiply all of the above. Because all of those business models and all those side hustles work incredibly well, but the one thing that they all need in common to work is traffic. And YouTube is without a doubt the best form of traffic available on the internet. So to be upfront about something that most people on this platform won't tell you, and to kind of be obvious here, but just look at all the examples that I showed during the video, they all have one thing in common, and that is they have YouTube channels. And it's not because YouTube is easy, it's the hardest of the 7 on the list, but it's the only one on this list that compounds in your sleep, builds an audience that buys from you for years, and acts as the traffic source for every other side hustle. And if you want to understand how to actually do YouTube in a way that works around your full-time schedule, then click the second link in the description to actually book a call, or scan the QR code and come talk to us. If you want us to literally take you through the exact same process that we took my brother, where we were able to work with him directly and get him results so quickly, then we are accepting a limited amount of students to work with us, but you have to be very serious about growing and making money on YouTube. We're very picky about who we work with, but if you think you're the right type of person, apply by clicking the second link in the description in the pinned comment below, or scanning the QR code on the screen right now. On this call, we'll see where you are right now. We'll see where you want to go. We'll analyze your niche. We'll make a plan to get to where you want to go, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together or not. The call will be valuable whether we end up working together or not, but only book if you're very serious about growing and making money on YouTube and doing it right now. Now, additionally, the niche validator is going to be available at the live training. So that's going to be the first link in the description in the pinned comment below. And if you want to see exactly how we help my brother grow, check out this video right here.